Hello, this is Celia Jomatia. Welcome to CHINI KHORANG News Channel. Today we are here at Yashoda Hospital. Today we are talking about something which we are doing something at every day, which is breathing. And as we know that lung diseases are the biggest health challenges we are facing in our region. So today, joining me, we have Dr. Vipul Kumar Ghar. Today we are talking about the lung diseases with doctor. So thank you for having us.
Namaste and Kholumka Tripura. I am Dr. Vipul Kumar Garg, consultant pulmonologist, that is lung specialist. I work at Yashoda Hospitals, Hyderabad, and I am glad to be here today.
So doctor, let's start simple. Why should ordinary families sitting at their home care about their lungs?
See, lung diseases are increasing now in the community, and the problem with lung diseases is lung diseases present with very early symptoms like cough or mild breathing difficulty, which we usually tend to ignore because we feel it is some mild allergy or maybe it is seasonal. But because of these this misunderstanding, we are not able to catch lung diseases early, and as a result of which what happens is when the patient eventually comes to the doctor, they present with advanced diseases, and that is why it is very relevant that we talk about lung diseases so that this message spreads in the community that if you see or have someone who is having constant cough or breathing difficulty, it is better for them not to ignore it but to see a doctor at the earliest.
What about TB? We know that everyone have known TB. How does it actually spread, and how should a person get awareness and how would that person know about if he's having TB or would get tested?
I am glad, Celia, that you asked this question. So one thing what we should know is TB is a disease which is very common in our country, and we should not be worried about TB. Because if someone has TB and if they take regular medicines, that is 6 months or longer depending on how the disease behaves, the patient gets completely cured. So when someone has TB, don't be worried. One thing what we have to be mindful is that TB is something which spreads with talking or we'll cut this. TB is something which spreads with secretions. So if somebody is coughing or if somebody is sneezing and if he is a TB patient, there is a chance that he can transmit TB. So my broad message to everybody who's listening is that we should never be afraid of TB. What I would say is that if we catch disease early or TB early, then it really helps us to treat the patient effectively and faster, and the risk of spreading to other people is less. There is a lot of misconception about TB and its spread. People usually feel that TB might spread with handshake or eating in the same plate. These are all misconceptions. TB doesn't spread in that way. TB spreads usually by aerosols, that is by a TB patient who is coughing. So I hope that this stigma and this misinformation is something which we can eradicate with education.
What about those people often connect to lung diseases like the kitchen?
So this is a very relevant question. What I would say is that it is not just that smoking itself is one risk factor. Patients who are working in crammed kitchens, like most people in the Northeast, they probably used to use at one point of time a lot of firewood. And because of that, what happens is that smoke, which is restricted in a certain area, that will have a lot of particles which is actually inhaled by the person working in the kitchen, usually the woman of the home or the children. So because of that, they are exposed to a lot of dust or smoke, which can lead to lung problem. And the sad part about this lung problem is, it is not just that these symptoms or this problem will last till the patient is exposed. Because of this constant exposure, they might actually present with symptoms many years down the line. So I feel it is very important that this aspect of home or house-based pollution needs to be addressed. And the most important thing what I feel one can do to avoid such exposures is to have good ventilation at home. So if you are someone who cannot get rid of firewood because there is less access to LPG gas, then it is better to make sure that our kitchen place or our workplace is a place which has good ventilation, which has a good chimney, and it is always advisable for kids to be away from such places. Having said that, I would really urge people to really shift to cleaner fuels like LPG, because it is not only good for the environment but it is imperative for respiratory health.
Doctor, as we know that particular people are smoking and also they are chewing tobacco. How serious is that for the people? This should consider.
See, in my experience in the Northeast, what I have realized is there is a lot of smoking which happens, and there is also a substantial population which feels that tobacco chewing is something which doesn't harm health. Tobacco in any which way, be it smoking or chewing, is bad for health and it causes cancer. So if you chew tobacco, there is a high possibility that you will develop cancers in the mouth or in the neck. And if you smoke, obviously there is a high risk of lung cancer. So through this medium, I would want to say that this misconception about tobacco chewing being safer is wrong. Any tobacco in any form is harmful and may lead to cancer.
What about someone been using for more than 20 or 30 years?
You mean smoking?
Yeah, smoking or chewing tobacco.
The more you chew, the more you are exposed, the more risk you have for cancer. And let me tell you one interesting thing. The moment you stop smoking, your body will automatically start responding and feeling better. In fact, a lot of patients will start feeling better within weeks of stopping smoking or tobacco chewing. Having said that, one should always remember that even if one has stopped smoking, the effects of that smoking will last forever. So it is not just cancer that we are dealing with. Smoke related COPD and other airway diseases are significant burden of smoking related lung problems.
What about asthma? Can a normal baby or child having asthma can live normally?
Yes. So what I would say is that any respiratory disease, if it is diagnosed early and if it is effectively treated, the patients tend to respond well. There are a lot of pediatric patients or even elderly patients who are asthmatics. We should not be afraid of asthma. Asthma is just like any other disease. It would require patients or people to take regular medications. So in case of asthma, regular inhaler, the correct inhaler, and taking the inhaler with the right technique is very important. What I would also want to say is that what I have noticed, not just here in Northeast but elsewhere in India also, a lot of people have a lot of trouble or problem taking inhalers. They feel that if I take inhaler, I will be addicted to it, I will have side effects of the inhaler. Let me tell you very clearly, inhalers are extremely safe medicines. They are also very precise medicines. They go and act directly where they are supposed to act, that is in the lungs. So because of this, what happens is the amount of side effects you get from inhalers are minimal. And I would urge from this platform that if your doctor has prescribed you inhaler, you use inhaler without any fear or worry. It is a very safe medicine and it will really help you overcome your asthma.
What about COPD that we can see mostly in the older patients?
So one thing I would talk about COPD, which is a very common term if you visit hospitals, but for all the general population here, if you do smoke or if you have smoked a lot and if you are experiencing persistent cough or breathing difficulty, which is probably more during the rainy season or winter season, you are probably dealing with a patient of COPD. They don't just have respiratory problems. These patients subsequently, have a lot of weight loss, muscle loss, and they become very weak. Have you ever noticed a patient who has been a smoker or is continuously smoking, and over the years you feel that not just cough and breathing difficulty, but they also get very thinner and leaner? So that is what the impact of smoking is. Smoking related lung disease are diseases which takes time to manifest. So if somebody is smoking in their childhood or in their adulthood, younger adulthood, this patient will subsequently develop symptoms down the line or features of COPD down the line. That is why I would urge the community here that if you see someone who's smoking, you please talk to them and educate them. Tell them the fact that you might smoke now and you might not have issues now, but down the line smoking related issues will creep up, you will have symptoms, and let me tell you, smoking related lung diseases are diseases which are permanent. They cause permanent damage to the lung. But we do have treatment, we have inhalers, we have medications which we can give such patients and we can decrease their symptom burden. But to begin with, it is always advisable that we stop smoking at the earliest, because the correct time of stopping smoking is now. The best cigarette is the cigarette which you have not taken.
I think everyone knows the word pneumonia. Is it still something that families should worry about till today?
It is a very pertinent and important question, especially in Northeast, I would say. See, patients, anybody can develop pneumonia. It is more commonly seen in patients who are very young, that is children, or elderly patients. They might present with any symptoms. They can have fever or they might not have fever. They can have cough which is persisting, or they can have chest pain. The importance with pneumonia is we should identify pneumonia at the earliest. Just like any other infection, if we treat it correct with antibiotics, these patients will improve and do well. But if we identify pneumonia late, if we take treatment late, then obviously the infection in the lung might spread, and such patients will become very sick very fast. So much so that they might require directly an ICU admission, or in some cases the infection can be so bad that it can also lead to death.
What about who should be getting vaccinated?
So coming to vaccination, this is also a very important aspect. So pneumonias and infections like pneumonias can be prevented using vaccines. So the vaccine should be given to people who are at high risk. Like I just said, the infection is more common, pneumonia is more common in children and elderly. So children's or patients who are elderly, more than 60 years of age, are patients who can ideally get vaccinated so that the risk of infection, lung infection, can decrease. And also patients who are diabetic or hypertensive, or patients who have any lung issues, kidney issues or liver issues, such patients also vaccination will help, because it will decrease their chances of getting infection. So this is one important message that should go in the community, is that vaccination is something which is good for patients who are at risk factors, and I really hope that the amount of vaccination that we give to such individual increases with time.
Lung cancer is a word for, fighting word for our people. So what should they watch for?
So this is again a very important and very relevant question for Northeast. If I could say, Northeast has one of the highest risk of lung cancer and oral cancer in the country. The reason behind that is because patients had history of smoking, or they had an increased use of firewood before. So lung cancer is a disease which can present with symptoms. Patient can come with cough or bleeding in the cough, or they can have unexplained weight loss. The symptoms are very difficult to differentiate from TB. So what I would urge is that anybody who you know has a cough which is persisting more than 2 weeks or maybe more than 1 month, or who is losing weight or who is getting weak or sicker, it is better always to get and go and see your medical professional or the medical doctor, because lung cancer, the problem is that we usually catch lung cancer very late. Patient comes to us very late. So if people come and present to the doctor fast, if we are able to catch the disease faster, we can actually diagnose the disease at an early stage, and also give them a curative option, so that they can get cancer free. So about lung cancer, there is no specific symptom that will point that this is cancer, but any respiratory symptom, if it is persisting more than 2 to 4 weeks, it is always advisable to go and meet your doctor.
Tell us about why tobacco is the biggest driver here.
Come again, sorry.
Why tobacco is the biggest driver here too?
So tobacco actually is very prevalent in India, but more so it is very prevalent in Northeast. One of the reasons is, like I just mentioned before as well, that usually people feel that tobacco in smoking is harmful, but tobacco in chewing is not, which is completely wrong. Tobacco in chewing also will cause oral cancer, will also cause cancer in the neck. So it is, any kind of tobacco is bad tobacco. Smoking tobacco is bad for your lung. Eating tobacco is bad for your mouth or oral cancer. It causes oral cancer.
If a person is chewing tobacco for 20 or 30 years, and if he or she suddenly stops chewing, is it curable?
So how I will answer that question is, like I said, eating or stopping tobacco is a very good decision that we should try to make at the earliest. There is no time, there is nothing like that, we should slowly stop smoking tobacco and then eventually stop it. You should stop tobacco immediately, because the moment you stop tobacco, be it smoke or eating, immediately your body will start responding. Within few hours to few days, your lungs will become better, the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood will improve, blood will get purified, and if you stop smoking say for 10 to 15 years or 20 years, your risk of lung cancer will become just like how the risk of lung cancer will be there for a normal person. So if you're smoking or eating tobacco for a long time, I would say you just stop it immediately, and you will notice within weeks the difference it makes in your health.
Before we close, can you give some simple doable things that they can start today?
So what I would say about respiratory health is you have to just follow the basics. I would urge everybody, if they are smoking or if they are indulged in any addictions, stop that. For lung health, the best thing you can do is exercise. And when I say exercise, it is not just going to gym or lifting weights. Everyday simple walking, everyday deep breathing exercise, this beautiful Indian tradition we have of pranayama and yoga, these in itself are things which will improve your lung health significantly. Second, if we still use a lot of firewood, or if you are exposed to particulate material at home, ensure that we switch to LPG, and ensure that there is adequate ventilation is something which is happening at home. Also, we'll retake this segment again. So my simple tips for lung health would be to exercise. Exercise is the best thing you can do for your exercise. It doesn't always means to just go to a gym or lift weight. You can go for your everyday early morning walks. You can do your yoga and pranayam. You can do all these beautiful traditions we have in our Indian cultures that promotes lung health. One thing what people often ask me, that is it advisable for people to walk early in the morning, especially if they have lung issues. What I would say is that if it is foggy or misty, or if there is a lot of dense particle in the air, it is always advisable to walk indoors rather than go into early morning fog. And secondly, the most important thing which can easily be avoidable with a lot of education is the fact that we should completely avoid all kind of smoking, whether it is vaping, cigarette smoking, any kind of tobacco or inhaled tobacco or inhaled substances are bad for health. So in simple words, do exercise, avoid bad habits, and when you have symptoms, if you have a cough, or if you have breathing difficulty, or if you have any unexplained loss of weight which is persisting, cough more than 2 weeks, breathing difficulty, cough with any blood in the cough, all these symptoms point towards lung diseases. So if you or somebody you know has persistent cough, who's been ignoring, who is having increased breathing difficulty, always urge them to go to their medical doctor. The early we see a patient, the early we diagnose the disease, the better the outcomes of the patient will be.
Thank you so much, doctor, for your such helpful and practical tips. For giving us your valuable time also. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here. It was indeed a pleasure to do this podcast with you. So I would just want to add that I am coming to Agartala every month, and I will be at Yashoda Center at Tripura. So if you or someone you know has any respiratory issues or have any symptoms pertaining to lungs which are not improving, I would urge you to come to our center, get in contact with our people so that we can provide good medical diagnosis and treatment for these patients, for them to again regain their health. Thank you.
I would like to end today's segment. Until next time, breathe easy and stay well. Thank you for watching CHINI KHORANG.
Thank you.